Hey guys, welcome back to Style Reviews. What we're taking a look at is Sentinel, their Metamor-Force Eagle Fighter. So just knocking out the comparisons here as well. Dan Kuga, Eagle Fighter from Dan Kuga, as well as Eagle Fighter from the ES Goken Dan Kuga. Going over his accessories there, a couple of extra hands, and his sniper rifles, as well as the box and the instructions. He head to toe is just under 5 inches tall. I'm going to say 4 3/4 inches tall. So knocking out the comparisons right now. And in the pictorial, you'll also see Bandai, the Soul of Chigoken, Eagle Fighter there as well. Now, given the roundabout, top to bottom to top views and stuff like that, when this had come out, it was kind of weird because it's an enlarged Eagle Fighter, and you know, a lot of people were like, why? It doesn't look like it combines into a huge Dan Kuga or anything like that, even though it does have the head mode. And it kind of dawned on me when I was doing the comparison pictures that this is the first time this has actually had a representation that's big enough to have like articulation, detail, things like that, because on both the Sentinel as well as the Bandai Soul of Chigoken, you know, they're really small. They make the head so they're just really tiny, very undetailed pieces. So it's kind of cool to see a really high-end-ish Eagle Fighter. But speaking of high-end, okay, this is where I have a problem with it. We're going over the posability and stuff like that here. Mostly plastic, almost 100% plastic, you know, good materials and stuff like that, good build, but the price of this thing was like 130 bucks plus shipping. So, you know, you've got a, for all intents and purposes, something that I wouldn't say is as nice build wise. The waist does extend there, just so you guys know, and that's where you get the waist articulation. But a lot of third-party transformers and stuff like that, it's just not a very thick bot. It's thin by design. You know, the shoulder joints and stuff like that, it has this weird double-jointed thing to them where it becomes unpegged a lot when you're playing around with it. And it's not because it's loose, it's because the shoulders themselves are so tight, like that kind of thing. But it's just not one of those pieces to where like you play with it and you feel like you got $150, $160 worth of toy by any means. If I was pricing this thing out, I would say $80 ship tops, so you're paying damn near double what I feel it was worth, and I think my Sentinel bias is actually making me be pretty generous here. Got a feeling there are other owners of this who would say significantly less, but it's what it is. The wings are posable and things like that as well, but I guess it's more of a novelty item than anything else, you know. I'm a completist, especially with Dan Kuga products. I bought this before I went completist on Sentinel stuff, but I'm still glad I bought it just for the sake of having it, you know? The Eagle mode in particular is extremely cool looking, so. And there he is, holding his rifle there, and it's very posable, you know? As a toy, it's okay. It's just not $150, $160 okay, you know? That better be fucking great, especially for a 5-inch piece. I mean, transform it or not, yeah. I don't know, maybe if it was just complete die-cast, you know, Bandai SPEC style frame, like that kind of deal. No, and you can see, like, even during the transformations, they're going to be sped up. I want to knock this shit out. But those shoulders pop off and stuff like that a lot. And that kind of nails it in to where it's like, fuck, I bought this at retail, man. $160. Fuck. You know, kind of sucks. But there he is. There is pose, looks decent at least. But let's go ahead and get this guy transformed into Eagle mode. And here's the Eagle mode. Like I said, my favorite mode of them all, and it just looks good. I like those. Even though I'm not a super huge Transformers collector like that, I like the term Cybertronian. It's a good catch-all to robotic styling of, you know, actual biological creatures and stuff like that. It's cool. This is awesome. Somebody on my Facebook page, when I posted the picture, he was like, "What Laserbeak is this?" This would be a sick-ass freaking Laserbeak. This would be the sickest Laserbeak. You know, even though it showed some unfamiliarity with, like, Super Robots, Dan Kuga, and stuff like that, shit, that was a good call. I wish. But there he is. It's awesome. Posable wings and stuff. It's just cool. And we'll check out the head mode next. And here it is, an enlarged Dan Kuga head. And for what it's worth, it doesn't look bad. It's just under 4 inches tall, and I guess, like, tip of the feet to top of the head. The head itself is probably closer to 2-3 inches. And it's good. It's kind of cool to see an enlarged, detailed version, but at the same time, both the Bandai and the Sentinel, they were detailed enough. This is just kind of an enlarged version of those in terms of just the overall look, but it's cool. Nice to see some good lines to it and stuff like that. It's actually pretty damn detailed. Alright. Get Dan Kuga himself by it, and you know, it's kind of crazy to have a head that's 1/4 of the size of Dan Kuga, but you know, it's what it is. Alright, and here it is. And again, there are no plans for a giant big mammoth or big moth or liger, cougar, or anything like that. This is just a head. It's a novelty item. Big, good look at Eagle Fighter. Full written and pictorial review on kumastyle.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next review. Please subscribe, like, and follow all that stuff.